explain this, Hamilton?
I just wanted some gripping bedtime reading, I guess.
Then you admit stealing it from Mr. Andrews.
Why not? She's taking it very well.
I demand an explanation.
Almost as she expects.
Staff, particularly confidential information.
Did something to happen.
Serious offense.
Yeah. Why doesn't she tell him she was framed? It looks as if she wants to get in the pound.
I simply want to write a series of articles on the workings of the criminal mind.
I see. Then you'd better write an article on yourself.
What?
You deliberately broke the law, Hamilton, no matter what the reason. Your crime is as bad as any of the other inmates. In fact, it is worse than most because it was totally premeditated.
Mrs. Davidson, that's ridiculous.
Well, you'd better think about what I said in solitary.
Could I suggest something, Mrs. Davidson? We could put her in isolation for the rest of her time here. No phone calls, no visitors, and no contact with the rest of the women.
That's not fair.
I think that's an excellent idea. If you want to write about prisons, then you'll have to work from your imagination.
Dor could have one of them funny diseases.
She was nowhere near Doreen. Don't talk flaming rot.
Yeah, but you know how them bugs get around.
Yeah, and I've got Evelyn to fix me up something, but it doesn't seem to be doing much good.
Well, you didn't take it, did you?
Yeah.
You flaming little idiot. Do you know what she's in for? Manslaughter. She gave one of her patients one of the home brews she makes up, and the patient kicked the bucket. She's nothing but a bloody poisoner.
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
Don't be silly, love.
I don't know why Evelyn did it. I've never done anything to her.
Yeah. One minute we're getting on real well with her. Next she tries a swifty like this.
Yeah, well, I've read about them poisons. And there's nothing you can do.
Now, you listen to me. Evelyn's a herbalist. If she's given you the wrong stuff, she'll know the antidote.
If she wanted to poison Dor, she's not going to tell.
Want to bet? What the hell have you done, Doreen?
What?
You gave her one of your crackpot medicines, didn't you?
Well, a herbal mixture. She said she wasn't feeling well.
Well, she's bloody worse now.
Oh, no, she couldn't be.
She's as sick as a dog. And if you don't tell me what was in it, you are going to need a doctor yourself.
What have you been giving her, you bloody quack?
I don't understand it. How sick is she? Now, did you take this mixture just as I told you? You can't have.
What was in it?
Oh, just castor oil beans. They're quite harmless as long as they're taken as directed. Now, where's the rest of it?
In the jug.
Oh, what's it doing in there?
Well, I warmed it up. It tasted better.
You stupid little fool.
Now, wait a minute. What difference does it make whether it was hot or cold?
The beans become toxic when they're cooked. No wonder she's sick.
I'm gonna die.
Why didn't you follow my instructions?
How was she supposed to know it was going to do her harm if she cooked her?
I told her what to do if she can't understand plain
Listen,
English.
instead of bitching about this, what are we going to do here?
Well, chickweed's antidote. I'll prepare an
Oh,
infusion.
no, you won't. She's going to the infirmary. Get her down there, Judy. There she can get some proper treatment.
Will she get proper treatment?
Shut up! See if we can get her down there, love. Are you okay?
Lean on me, love.
Are you crazy? You're in here for killing someone with your jungle juice and you go and try it on Doreen.
It is not jungle juice. And I did not kill that woman. It was her own fault she died.
Well, tell that to the judge.
The woman was a fool. I was treating her for skin cancer.
Oh, you got a cure for that too, have you?
Look, I gave her specific instructions to apply the preparation to her skin. She thought it would do her better if she drank it. I am sorry she died. It was not my fault.
Oh, well, as long as you're sorry, I suppose that's okay.
Look, I'm in here for manslaughter. A doctor in my position wouldn't even have been charged.
If anything happens to Doreen...
Nothing will happen to her. I'm sure your orthodox medicine will fix her up.
Well, you had better be right. And if I ever catch you performing any of your quackery in here again,
Don't you threaten me.
Now, Georgina Baxter, any comments?
Personally, I don't see any point in keeping her in the pound.
No. If she's let out and goes berserk again, can you imagine the damage that she'd do?
Yes, Jim does have a point. I mean, in her present state, she's a danger to herself, the staff, and the women.
Well, surely we've got a responsibility of helping her, not just locking her up.
Oh, kill her with kindness, you mean?
Well, before we decide she's completely intractable, we should at least find out what makes her tick.
Would you suggest Dr. Weissman assess her? I could arrange for him to visit next week.
Well, couldn't I speak to her before that?
What good would that do?
Well, I did psychology when I was training. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I could certainly tell whether she needed psychiatric help or not.
Well, anyone could tell that just by looking at her record. Nothing but senseless violence and vandalism ever since she arrived here.
I've had a lot of experience with kids like that. Kids who want to throw their weight around, kids with chips on their shoulders. They're not all crazy. At least give me the chance to get through to her, but not in solitary. Please, that would make it hard.
Mrs. Morris.
Well, maybe the time she spent in solitary will have given her the chance to think. Calm down.
I'm dead against it.
I do appreciate your worry about security, but Mr. Andrews may be able to help her. Baxter will be released from solitary tomorrow. You can speak to her then.
Thanks, Mrs. Davidson.
Well, I got 3 aces and a pair of 2s. Is that good enough?
You were a whole lot more fun when you were sick, you know that? Anyway, how are you feeling now?
Oh, good. That stuff Sister gave me made me feel real good.
Yeah, you're lucky to be alive after that garbage that bloody Evelyn gave you.
Yeah, well, it was my own fault for not doing like she said.
Yeah, I reckon we ought to apologise to her for calling her a poisoner. That was an awful thing to say.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie.
Same goes for me too, Evelyn.
Oh, you're feeling better, are you?
Oh, yeah, fighting fit.
Good. But you were very silly, weren't you, not following my instructions?
She was mental to take that stuff in the first place. She should have gone to a proper doctor.
Oh, lay off, Fee. If you weren't so bigoted, you'd realise I am a proper doctor, well, of sorts. But I don't deal in synthetic drugs. Herbs are a far more natural cure.
I think we've had this discussion.
Your friend, the judicial system is prejudiced against alternative medicine. As a result, I am in here serving 3 years for a crime I did not commit.
But there must be something you can do. Appeal against your sentence or something.
Yes, I intend to. With public opinion on my side.
Well, how will you get that?
Sandra Hamilton has promised to write an article about me when she gets out.
Well, I hope you gave her all the facts.
Yes, well, most of them. There's a couple of weeks before she leaves. Plenty of time to fill her in on the details.
Well, she's in isolation, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, she's been kept separate from us.
Yeah, she copped it for stealing your files, and you won't be able to talk to her before she gets out.
Oh, but I need that article. If she doesn't write that, then I stand less chance at my appeal.
Oh, there must be some way of proving that you didn't kill that lady.
Yeah, if you could only cure someone in here. Trouble is, none of us are sick.
We might be.
What?
Well, there's this tropical disease, remember? You know, that health bloke came in asking about it, and that Jenny had something to do with it.
Yeah, you see, if you could cure something like that, then you could convince the courts that you weren't a crank.
Yes, I'm sure I could cure it, of course, if given the chance, but none of us has it. So
Yeah, well, why don't you set yourself up in here anyway, and then you could make stuff up for us when we get headaches and that.
Well, that's an idea, I suppose, but I need herbs.
Well, I'm going to see Sid, and there's a big garden there. You just let me know what you want.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie.
Hey, you think there'd be anything in the prison garden?
Oh, I'm sure there would be. Most of the herbs I use are found in the average garden.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get myself put on garden duty and see what I can pick up for you.
Are you lot crazy? If I catch you brewing up any of your potions and feeding them to the girls, Evelyn, you'll have me to answer to.
I don't think she meant any harm, Bea, and I reckon we should help her.
You are being conned. And if any of you dare to collect any of that rubbish,
Well, you're the boss, Bea.
Thanks, Julie.
So, this is the ladies' slammer, eh?
What can I do for you?
Geez, you're on a good thing working here. Getting your share. If you want to put an extra
Listen,
man.
Sonny, just state your name and business.
Mike, the bike.
Oh, really?
I come to see Georgie.
Baxter? Sorry.
Oh, look, I know the rules, mate, you know.
Then you should know that prisoners in solitary are not allowed any visitors.
In the pound, is she? Couldn't crack her, eh?
I didn't ask for a commentary. No, you can't see Baxter, so I suggest you just clear off.
When can I see her?
Try again next week.
Smart bastard.
Who was that?
Mike, the bike. He came to see Baxter.
Well, she's entitled to a visitor, Jim. Why didn't you tell him to come back this afternoon when she's out of solitary?
He can try again next week. I don't buy that sort of attitude.
Hey, Mike, you came to see Baxter, is that right?
What's that got to do with you?
Boyfriend?
So?
I'd like to talk to you about her if you've got a moment.
What if I haven't?
I'm David Andrews, Education Officer. Now, if you come back this afternoon and ask for me personally, I'll organise a visit, okay?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Were you known along?
Been mates since we was kids.
Then you must know the family.
Yeah, nice types. Don't know how Georgie could bear to leave them.
Well, tell me something about them. What about the father?
What father?
And the mum?
Runs a knock shop.
You must be pretty good friends to go to the trouble of visiting her.
I suppose. Been shacked up together for a couple of years. She's just one of the boys. With a difference.
Where have you been living?
We're squatters, see? Found this stereo joint and moved in.
You got a job?
I'm a doll. Done a few odd jobs, me and Georgie. Anything else?
No.
Well, I'll see you this Arbor, right?
Thanks for your help, Mike. I just might be able to do something for Georgie.
Well, you'd be the first one.
Hi.
Now, what are you doing in this neck of the woods?
I want to see Georgie Baxter.
Oh, look, you know she's violent. If you get hurt...
I'll take full responsibility.
All right. But I'll stand by just in case.
Georgina? Georgie? I'm David Andrews, Education Officer.
What of it?
Oh, I thought you might be interested in coming to my classes.
Back off.
Why?
Bloody egghead, you could teach me nothing.
Well, I don't believe that.
I've never been taught nothing in my life. And you know why? Because I'm too stupid. I'm not going to have one more creep rub me nose in it. Rack off!
Why'd you tear up your uniform yesterday?
What?
You tore up the prison dress you were issued with. Why?
Made me look like a real dag.
Okay, well, they're not the latest fashion, but you're going to have to wear something when Mike visits this afternoon. I pulled a few strings for you.
Dresses are for little girls.
How about overalls? I'm sure Mrs. Morris could arrange for you to have a pair.
Don't matter. Not going anywhere.
Well, Mrs. Davidson is prepared to allow you out of solitary this afternoon. I asked her to.
Why?
Listen, I got you out of the pound, a visit from your boyfriend, and I've promised you some different clothing. So you owe me, right?
What's the deal?
Come to my classes.
I don't owe you nothing.
Well, you think about it before your visitor arrives.
You can't force her to come to your classes, you know.
No, but I think she'll come round just the same.
What do you make of it?
Well, she's been toughened, all right. It'll take time and a lot of patience. But if she's given a hand, she'll come good.
Then you don't think she's mentally unbalanced?
Oh, Georgie's not crazy. Well, no more than any other underprivileged kid who's had to fight to survive.
Herbalist books?
Yes, I have to keep up with my reading.
It's entirely out of the question.
Oh, it seems a perfectly reasonable request to me. I mean, other women are allowed books and magazines.
It was because of your dabbling in herbalism that you were convicted. If I allowed you books, it would be tantamount to allowing a forger pen, paper, and signatures to practice.
I don't put myself in the same category as a forger.
I am not allowing you those books, and that is final. Mr. Fletcher, would you return Randall to her duties?
Well, I wonder if I might be allowed a few pot plants of myself.
You mean herbs, don't you? I have already explained...
Oh, no. Purely decorative plants. I've noticed the other women do have them.
Very well. If they are purely decorative, you have my permission.
Thank you, Mrs. Davidson.
Dory, when are you going to move on with those sheets?
It's not my fault. It's Lil. She's like a wet week.
Yeah, like this place. Roll on, lunchtime.
Yeah, in a couple of hours I'll be seen said.
Oh, lucky bugger.
Wouldn't mind a day out myself.
Any of us talk about special treatment. God, Dory, you could go out too if you had someone to visit.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I didn't mean it neither. It's just that it really gets on your wick standing around here folding sheets all day.
At least Dave's classes give us a chance for a bit of a change. Why don't you let bygones be bygones?
Because he was a mongrel to me, that's why.
Oh, well, he's given most of us a break. I mean, look at me, sitting at a desk like a little kid, saying yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir.
Well, I wish you could come out with me and then you could give me a hand. What's that?
Shh, don't let on to be. This is the list that Evie gave me, you know, about the herbs. But I wouldn't know a belladonna from a bull's foot.
Oh, don't worry about that. Sid'll be able to tell you what's what.
Yeah. God, Dor, is that clever?
He's given you a real interest in life, hasn't he? Don't forget to say hello to him for me.
Oh, wish you had someone, Dor.
I'm okay, Lizzie. I just got to get used to the idea of Kevin divorcing me. And well, that rat Andrews...
I know what. You could give Evie a hand and that'd take your mind off things.
Yeah, she's a funny old duck. But I wouldn't mind helping her, though.
Where's Fletch?
Oh, got held up inside. He won't be long.
Oh, good. Anything in this lot you want? You know, it all looks like rubbish to me. How can you tell one plant from the other?
Oh, practice. Yes, I've been a herbalist for nearly 20 years.
Oh.
Ah.
What's that?
Comfrey. Yes, I thought there would be some here. Thank you, Judy.
Oh, you're welcome. Here, let me help you empty this.
Now, that is a find.
Moldy bread.
Randall, if you're that hungry, I'm sure
No, I don't intend to eat it, Mr. Fletcher. No, the mould is a vital ingredient for my herbal remedies.
The governor's warned you about meddling in that nonsense. Now throw that junk away and get it back into the building. Bryant, get about your business. If you ask me, all this nonsense is no better than witchcraft.
Then it is quite obvious you know nothing about herbal remedies.
If they're any good, people would have been using them for years. And all the doctors around here would be out of business.
Oh, quite. Yes, and I intend to prove that herbs are more effective than conventional medicine. Now, society may think that's rubbish. I will prove society wrong.
Okay, banking, assignment 4. Everyone looked at it?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Good. Now, the problem is, you've been a customer at the bank for 2 years, your credit rating is good, but you need some money right away to buy a refrigerator. How do you go about it?
You go into the bank and you say, stick 'em up, give me your money or your wife.
And when you get caught, you're right back in the slammer. Any other suggestions?
You apply for a personal loan.
Right. And how do you go about that?
Oh, well, I suppose you go...
Yes, Evelyn?
Sorry to disturb you. I wanted to borrow a book. Is that all right?
Yes, go ahead. Go on, B.
Well, you apply to the bank manager stating how much you want to borrow and how much your income is.
Right. And the next step?
Well, the manager want to know how you'd repay the loan.
Excuse me.
Yes.
The book I want isn't here. Herbal Remedies by Dr. Simon Sharp.
Bloody rank.
Could you get it for me, please?
Well, I can't bring a book in here unless it's been cleared. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
And a book on herbalism under the circumstances.
Yes, yes.
Should have one-track mind.
You were saying, Judy?
Well, if you want to borrow more than $1,000, I guess you'd have to put up some sort of collateral.
Baxter wanted to join the classes.
Oh, Georgie?
What's she doing here?
She's got as much right to be here as you have.
Right, well, in that case, I'm going.
Ooh.
Take a seat over there.
Well, the Wentworth Walloper.
I wonder why they let her out.
Sit down.
Over there, Georgie. Sorry, Judy, you were saying?
What?
Train of thought's been derailed.
Well, we were talking about repaying a loan. Now, it's for $500 and it's to be repaid within 2 months. How much a week is that?
$500 divided by 8 weeks.
How much, Georgie?
With interest, a little over $64 a week, I'd say.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Calm down.
Okay, step on.
It didn't take you long, did it? Come on, Baxter.
Where are you taking?
Work it out yourself.
Well, can't you just go back to H block till she's calmed down?
Look, she's violent. Does she have to hurt somebody else before you realize that?
Look, please, Jim, anywhere else but the pound, and I'll talk to her as soon as this class is finished.
You'll find her locked in a cell. Come on, Baxter.
Thanks.
So who's teacher's pet?
Would you ask Judy to type these as soon as she comes back from lunch?
Yes, of course.
Good day, Mrs. N. Good day, Mrs. Davidson.
All ready, Lizzie?
Too right.
It's a lovely day to be out and about.
Oh, any day is.
Oh, Lizzie, you're only going to visit the hospital. I'm sure it's much the same as the one here.
That's where you're wrong. Oh, I don't mind this old joint, but that place where Sid is, it's so posh and the garden's beautiful.
Well, have a good time.
Bye.
Bye. Well, she could get a taste for freedom.
I doubt it, but allowing her out every now and again, I suppose it's a start.
What does the department think about it?
Well, in view of Lizzie's age and frailty, she can hardly be regarded as a security risk. If she behaves herself, I don't see any reason for not continuing the visits.
G'day.
Yes?
Oh, Not bad. Wouldn't mind doing time here myself.
What do you want?
Oh, that teacher bloke reckoned I could see Georgie if I came back this Savo.
Did he now?
Said he'd clear it.
Well, I'm the governor of Wentworth, and I have to approve any visits.
Yeah, well, is it on or not?
Mrs. Morris, would you find Mr. Fletcher? He can supervise the visit.
Yes, of course.
Thanks, love. You're a real pal.
Would you sign the book and then wait in the garden?
Anything you say, yeah. G'day, George.
How you doing?
Can't complain. You?
Right, hold it right there.
What?
No physical contact. Visitors to keep apart at all times.
Well, look, we're not going to put on a turn for you.
A prison officer has the right to terminate a visit at any time if he considers that... Just keep your nose clean, okay?
How to treat you, babe?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
What you come here for?
Nothing better to do. You're off your brick, you know that? Getting lumbered. What are you going to do about it?
You just have to wear it, I suppose.
Oh, you're a loser. Always were. No guts.
Well, what do you think I should do about it?
You're too thick to do anything for yourself. But how about me and the boys? We could raid this joint and spring your seat.
Don't do nothing, Mike. I'm okay. Anyway, you can't beat for screws. Look, I just served me time and then we can call it quits.
Well, what am I meant to do while you're in the slammer, eh?
You don't need me to look after you, do you?
Nah. No, I can shift better without having a Sheila hanging around.
You look after me stuff, but
What? That mattress and 2 lousy blankets.
they're still mine. Just don't leave them lying around so they get pinched, okay?
All right, time's up.
Guess I'll split then.
What?
Super Screw reckons the visit's over. Didn't you hear him?
You gonna come and see me again?
If you want.
When?
I don't know. Sometime. See ya.
Oh, thank you.
Where is she?
Where's who?
The Baxter person. Isn't she with you?
No. Worries you, does she?
Oh, well, I don't approve of violence. Still, she isn't really like us, is she?
What do you mean?
No doubt she's some sort of sexual deviant.
You mean a lesbian?
Well, don't you think so?
No.
She could be.
Look, she's just a tough kid trying to impress everyone by throwing her weight around. And she's probably psycho into the bargain.
G'day!
Oh, I loved you. Have a good time?
Oh, I feel 10 years younger.
Ah, good on you.
Did you do any gardening?
Uh-huh.
Got anything for me?
Yeah, practically everything on the list. You didn't have any trouble with the screws, did you?
Nah, stuck 'em up my knickers, prickled something awful, but it was worth it.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie.
That's all right. They're in my cell. I'll give them to you later.
Come along, ladies. Get a move on.
When do we set up shop, eh?
Oh, soon, I hope. Thanks to you all. You know, with the stuff Lizzie's collected and the bread mould you've got, I think I might just be able to prove my case to the courts.
I got your stuff. I hope we got it right.
Oh, marvellous, Lizzie. Now, let's see. Spurt, yes. Foxglove. Comfrey root. And what's this?
Oh, that's a pollen stuff.
Pandanus palm.
I don't know the name of it, but I hope it is the right stuff.
It is. Oh, thank you for getting it for me, Lizzie.
Oh, I should be thanking you. It was a real tonic to old Sid. I told him I was helping you, see. It was just like a kid playing with a new toy.
And the officer didn't suspect what you were up to?
Oh, Noxie? No way. He kept rattling on about his interest in plants and pointing stuff out to her, giving them their battalion names, keeping her talking while I collected it. Hey, what's this muck?
Oh, that's bread mould.
Oh.
Judy got that for me.
What's it for?
Well, it's to grow cultures. Only hope it'll be warm enough in here.
It'd be better off in the laundry. It's always hot and steamy in there.
Yes, I thought of that, but you know how Bea feels. She sees those dishes in the laundry, she might throw them out.
Oh, I could put them in there for you.
Could you?
No worries. Bea would never know.
Oh, you are a great help, Lizzie.
Better be going. I'll get those things from you in the morning, all right?
Yes, fine. Good night.
Good night.
about that cough, Bee.
What are you doing here so early, Lizzie?
Waiting for you lazy buggers. Any clean towels for the kitchen?
Oh, give us a go.
That's a rotten bark you've got there, Bee. You ought to give 'em up like you said you were going to. Evie reckons that's the worst thing you can do to your sister.
Doesn't seem to have made much difference to you.
Oh, I'm cutting them down. Can't give them up all of a sudden. Too much of a shock to your body, that's what Evie reckons.
Yeah, and you should get Evelyn to fix you up something. She reckons she can cure practically anything.
I am sick to death of hearing about what Evelyn reckons. She's really sucked you two in with her mumbo-jumbo, hasn't she?
Oh, it isn't. Anyway, you might get to like her if you got to know her better.
I didn't say I didn't like the old bag. I just said she was a crank, and the way you two follow her
Come on,
around...
ladies. A little bit more work and less chatter, please.
Well, Bee was just saying that she reckons that Evie's a crank. What do you think, Mrs. M?
Well, in what way?
Well, she uses herbs instead of pills and medicines and all that.
Well, I don't know much about it.
Yeah, you'll give me a proper doctor any day.
Well, don't knock an idea before you know anything about it, Bee.
See, Bee? Even Mrs. M reckons there's something in it.
None so blind as those that will not see.
Is that out of the Bible or is
Can
it
you do some work, please? Come on, Lizzie, you're supposed to be in the kitchen. You're on trolley duty this
Okay,
morning.
Mrs. M.
Yeah, this place is a madhouse.
Nearly had a hit and run.
Oh, to be quite honest, Lizzie, I think I'd enjoy the rest. Oh, well, anyway, you must get tired pushing that thing around.
Oh, pushing a trolley's not hard work, it's fun. Anyway, there are plenty of perks. Have a bicky.
Oh, no, thank you. You know, they're made from refined sugar, pure white and deadly.
Oh. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. They're only for the screws.
Who likes those?
Sister Franklin, she's got a sweet tooth. These are for old Davo. She likes plain ones. And these ginger nuts are for vinegar tits. She likes to sharpen her teeth on them.
Now, she could do with something to sweeten her up.
Oh, better see if Sister's ready for a cuppa.
Come in.
Smoko, Sister.
Thanks, Lizzie. Bring it in, would you?
Here we go.
Just 1 or 2 biscuits would have been enough.
Oh, I know you like 'em. But do you know, these are pure white and deadly.
What?
These biscuits, they're made from refined sugar. Why don't you get something healthy into you? Like muesli or bran. Give yourself a good clean out.
Well, thanks for the advice.
Pure white and deadly. That's what Evie says.
All good for Evie. Now, if you don't mind, Lizzie, I've got some work to do.
She won't listen. She's going to end up a physical wreck if she doesn't give up all that junk food.
You want to see Baxter?
Thanks, Mr. Fletcher. Hello, Georgie. Take a seat. I'll give you a yell when I'm finished, okay?
I think I'd better wait here.
I'm not in the habit of molesting women. Can't you ever forget that? Look, she's not going to open up if there's an officer here breathing down her neck.
I'll be outside.
Thanks. How's it going?
What do you want this time?
Just a chat?
What?
Just a chat.
About what?
Well, your family, how you grew up.
Why don't you mind your own bloody business?
Because if I did, I wouldn't be able to help you.
I don't need no help from no one.
Do you know the reason I'm here?
You're a teacher.
Yes, I'm here to teach you things that you can use on the outside. Maybe even things that'll help you get a job, so that you won't have to rely on crime for a crust.
What sort of job could I get?
I don't know. You must have had some ambitions while you were at school.
I didn't waste much time at that joint.
Why not?
Because I'm stupid. It's what them smart-ass teachers kept telling me.
And you agreed with them.
Yeah, why not? Everyone else did.
Have you ever done an intelligence test?
I told you, I'm dumb.
Yes, well, you've obviously had that rammed down your throat till you believe it, but I don't. Now, if you did this test for me,
No, I said, I mean it.
will you come to my classes?
No,
You're going to have to do something while you're here.
I work like the others.
Where?
Laundry.
You know, after the way you've been carrying on, the other women are going to give you a hard time.
I don't worry, I'm not gonna handle them.
Well, look at the cap dragged in.
Cut it out, Smith. Baxter will be working the laundry from now on.
That's so.
So find us something to do.
What do you like at folding sheets?
Great.
Well, then you can help Burns.
She can give Lil a hand.
Oh, cut out that nonsense. Baxter's not going to cause any trouble, are you?
Well, if no one starts nothing.
They won't. Because any trouble from anyone, and that includes you, Smith, and they'll be in the pound faster than they can blink. Understood?
You want a hand or don't you?
Okay, girls, down tools. Now, let's just get something straight. I am B. Smith, Queen B.
So?
Means she's the boss of this place and what she says goes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's right, kiddo. So you put one foot out of line and you'll be sorry. Just do as you're told and keep your nose clean, right?
I don't take no orders from no one.
Well, you'll learn.
Ladies, I want you to be careful. The plates are hot. Use the tea towels.
You're not kidding. What happened?
Lorna thought it would be a good idea to have them warm.
Oh, good on you, Lorna.
I told you they were hot.
Don't worry about her, Mrs. Morris. She's so tough she wouldn't burn her fingers. No sense, no feelings.
Hey, she said you were stupid, stupid.
We'll deal with her our way, Smith. Come on, Baxter, you're going to see the governor. Come on.
Now settle down, everybody, and get on with your meal. Get a mop and clean this up.
But Baxter did that.
You heard me, Smith. It's an order. Get your meal.
I told you she wasn't normal.
Who said she was?
You give it to her when she gets back, B.
I've got a feeling we won't be seeing her for some time.
Then Baxter started screaming and throwing the plates around.
Was there any provocation from the other women?
Well, none that I could see.
Baxter?
What?
I would like your version of the incident. From the moment you arrived at Wentworth, you have exhibited nothing but violence and aggression. However, Mr. Andrews felt you should be given a chance to show that you're capable of more reasonable behavior. That is why you were released from solitary. You've been out 5 minutes and you've caused another disturbance. Now, I would like an explanation. Very well, you'll be returned to solitary.
Suit me.
Well, I hope you'll still be saying that in a few weeks' time. Take her away, please, Mr. Fletcher.
Are you all right?
What's up?
Oh, Baxter pulled another stunt in the dining room.
Sounds like the bad old days of Frankie Doyle. Anyone hurt?
Fortunately, no.
That's a relief.
Are you all right?
As a matter of fact, no. I'm feeling pretty seedy.
I thought so. Whatever's wrong?
Well, I took my temperature before, and it's a bit above normal, and I've got a slight gastro problem.
Sounds like something you've eaten.
Well, all I've had today is breakfast at home and then morning tea here.
It could be that flu that's going around.
Oh, I hope not. Anyway, I'm not feeling up to the rest of the day. I'm going home.
Good idea. Will you look after yourself? And if anything serious happens, I'll call Dr. Herbert.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be fit as a fiddle in the morning.
I've set everything out for you so we can get straight to work. Where's Judy Bryan?
Had a few things to catch up with in the laundry.
Anyone else to come?
Nope.
He's expecting somebody.
I suppose Georgie Baxter's decided to stay in the laundry too, has she?
Baxter went bananas in the dining room. She's probably in the pound by now.
Look, start work on assignment 4B. Read the paragraphs about getting a house loan.
She leads with her right, so keep your left up, huh?
How long will she be in solitary?
Well, it depends on the visiting justice. The most he can give her is 2 weeks after that.
Can't you see that's not going to do her any good?
If locking her up is the only way to stop her from causing trouble, then I have no choice.
Mrs. Davison, we've had this out before, but I did get through to her. At least I was starting to.
Oh, I don't think so. She's still as violent and unpredictable as ever.
Maybe, but she was beginning to trust me just a little. She came to my class.
Yes, and look what happened.
Yes, well, I don't know why she did that, but there must be a reason.
Oh, are you coming to some conclusions?
Well, she's got the lowest self-esteem of anyone I've ever come across. Subconsciously, she's decided she deserves to be punished because she thinks she's stupid.
She certainly doesn't strike me as being very bright.
Well, how do you work that out?
Well, according to the staff, she has the greatest difficulty in understanding the simplest instructions, whether it's through stubbornness or stupidity.
Well, there's a simple intelligence test that she could do. It could solve a lot of problems.
Do you think she'd be willing to do it?
If she does, will you let her out of the pound?
Oh, well, I suppose any cooperation is a step in the right direction. If she agrees, I'm prepared to consider letting her out.
This afternoon?
Well, she'll have to stay in solitary at least until tomorrow. I can't allow her to think she can get away with that performance in the dining room.
Fair enough.
Well, I hope you have some luck with her.
I will. I'm sure of it.
Smells like scent. What is it?
Oh, it's comfrey tea. Would you like some?
What's it do to you?
Soporific. You know, helps you to sleep.
I just had some coffee. I don't know whether the old bladder would stand it.
Well, have a biscuit then. They're made from natural ingredients.
Oh, I don't mind if I do. That sopo stuff sounds interesting. I wouldn't mind having some of that to make the screws sleep for a while.
Take more than a cup of comfrey tea.
We did it once, you know.
What?
Drugged the screws.
Really? How?
Well, there was this girl called Ros Colson. She wanted to escape, so she got hold of some drugs. She wanted to knock the screws out for a while.
What, like sleeping pills?
I suppose so.
How does she administer them? I mean, I can't imagine just walking up to somebody and saying, come on, have a sleeping pill.
Course not. She slipped them into the urn in the staff room. Then the screws had their coffee and pow, they were out like lights. Them were good days.
Oh, I don't know how you can think anything good about this place. I think it's disgusting.
It's just what you get used to. The only friends I've got are all in here. These biscuits are a bit chewy.
Oh, well, have a cup of tea. Help wash it down.
Yeah, might as well. Then if I sleep, I won't feel the indigestion, will I?
All right, I heard you.
Who are you talking to?
When I'm governor, that is the first thing I'm getting rid of.
Oh, come on, Lizzie. It's time to get up.
I'm crook.
Save it for the screws.
Honest. I've been awake half the night with pains.
It's not your ticker, is it?
No. It's my stomach.
You haven't taken one of Evelyn's home brews, have you?
No.
Well, you don't just wake up in the morning sick for nothing. There must be something you ate or drank.
All I had was me meals. Oh. I suppose I'd better get up.
Well, if you're that crook, maybe you better stay in bed and we'll tell the screws.
Oh, I'll be right if I just take it easy.
Well, you better report for morning sick call.
Yeah. A drop of medicinal brandy might do me good.
Well, you can't be that seedy if you're still thinking about booze.
No. When you get old, you get all sorts of things. I'll be as right as rain soon.
Morning, Meg.
Ah, hello. Oh, you're in bright and early.
Yes, I've got a lot to get through today. I'd like to see Georgie Baxter as soon as possible.
Seeing Baxter's becoming quite a habit with you.
Mrs. Davison and I have decided on a strategy. Could you take me to the pound now?
Oh, well, I can't leave here until Julie takes over, but Officer Knox is in the staff room. She should be able to take you.
Thanks, Meg.
Wentworth Detention Centre.
Meg, Sister Franklin here.
Jenny, you feeling any better?
No.
Oh, it's that virus hanging on, is it?
Oh, if it is a virus, I can't remember when I felt so bad.
What, is it like a flu? Or...
Oh, sort of. I'm as weak as a kitten. My temperature's 102, and I spent most of the night in the bathroom. You know, cramps, fever, the lot. I've called the doctor, but I don't think I'll make it into work today.
That's the last thing you should be thinking of. Now, you just look after yourself and get well soon, all right?
Thanks, Meg. I'll phone you later and let you know what the doctor says.
Hello, Georgie.
Can't you leave me alone?
Is that what you want?
God, how many times have I got to tell you?
And I'll tell you this for the last time. Either you accept some help from me, or you could be spending the next few weeks in here. Now, is that what you want?
They can't keep me in here that long.
Wrong. There's more than one charge against you. If Mrs. Davidson takes him to the VJ, you could be in here for a long, long time.
You could spring me, huh?
Yes. Mrs. Davidson has agreed for you to be released from solitary, provided you do this test.
What?
I told you about it yesterday. Do you remember?
And if I don't do it?
You know the answer to that. Now, the choice is all yours. I'm not going to force you.
See, what on earth's wrong?
Oh, I'm real crook, Mrs. M. When is Sister gonna get here?
Well, Sister's not coming in today. She's not well either.
Oh, must have been them slops they gave us for dinner.
What are your symptoms?
Oh, I'm hot and cold.
Feverish?
Yeah. I got shocking pains in my belly and I keep running to Danny every 5 minutes.
It's funny.
You reckon?
I didn't mean that. It's just that Sister Franklin has exactly the same symptoms.
I told you it was that pig swill we ate.
Oh, Sister Franklin didn't eat here yesterday. Must be some sort of virus.
What?
Never mind. Now listen, you go back to the dormitory and lie down.
Lying down, but won't do no good.
I'm going to go and ring the doctor. Can you manage by yourself?
Yeah, I can make it. But can I go to the dunny first?
Of course.
Hey, you look awful. What did the sister say?
Oh, she's not there. She's sick too.
So what are they going to do about you?
Oh, not now, B. I'm cold.
Which is as hot as hell. So the screws just going to let you lie here and die, are they?
No, Mrs. M's gonna get the doctor. It's a virus.
Virus, my foot. You've gone and taken one of Evelyn's home brews. Now, haven't you? Now, come on. What was in it?
Oh, good, B. It was only a cup of herbal tea. She reckoned it'd make me sleep.
Yeah, you're lucky if you ever wake up again. And where did she get this herbal tea from?
Oh, well, we went and picked some weeds for Evelyn. And...
You what? You bloody idiots!
What's going on? Aren't you meant to be in the laundry?
Lizzie's been poisoned.
Oh, come on, don't be ridiculous.
Listen, I want to see the governor.
Now, hold your horses,
If you
Smith.
don't want this whole prison dying off like flies, you'll let me see Mrs. Davidson.
All right, but it better be a good story.
And then I found Lizzie moaning and groaning outside the infirmary.
You know she does carry on,
Well,
Meg.
not this time. She looked really ill, and she has exactly the same symptoms as Sister Franklin. I'm really worried, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, what do you think it is?
Well, remember that visit we had from the health inspector? He said Jenny Hamilton was on the same plane where they discovered that tropical disease.
Well, you don't think Lizzie has typhoid?
Well, she could, couldn't she? I mean, she has all the symptoms, just like Sister.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
I don't think I am.
Well, I'd better call the health department at once. We have an epidemic on our hands.
Smith to see you, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, just one moment.
It's urgent, Mrs. Davidson. It's about this sickness Lizzie's got.
Mrs. Morris has already called a doctor.
You think he'll know what's causing it?
What do you mean?
It's not my way to lag on the other women, as you know, but I think Lizzie's been poisoned.
By whom?
That crackpot Randall. She's been brewing up medicines from plants and things, and she slipped something to Lizzie.
Why on earth would she do that?
To prove that her remedies work so she can appeal against her sentence, and she's using Lizzie as a guinea pig.
That is a very serious accusation,
Lizzie's
Smith.
in a pretty serious condition. Now, look, you better get Randall in here quick and find out what she's given her. I'm not going to stand by and watch one of my mates be poisoned. She's already tried it on Doreen.
Where is Randall now, Mr. Fletcher?
Well, she's been rostered to clean up the staff room.
Oh, bring her here immediately. You go with Mr. Fletcher, Smith. Julie, would you get the health department for me, please? Thank you.
Shut up, Smith. I told you we're doing everything possible for Lizzie.
I've told them that Randall's a killer.
You've got no proof of that. Lizzie's illness could have been caused by just about any... Oh, my God.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines.